A story about Dunning Kruger Effect by Psychologist Ash. Once upon a time, there was a man named John who was convinced that he was a musical genius. John would spend hours every day practicing his guitar and singing, convinced that he was the greatest musician that the world had ever seen. Despite his lack of formal training and the fact that he had never performed in public, John was certain that he was destined for fame and fortune. He would often talk about how he was going to be discovered, how he was going to be the next big thing in the music industry. However, as time went on, John began to realize that things were not going according to plan. His attempts to book gigs were met with disinterest, and he struggled to make any progress in the music industry. Eventually, John stumbled upon an article about the Dunning Kruger Effect. Intrigued, he read on to learn that this was a phenomenon in which individuals with limited knowledge or ability in a particular field tend to overestimate their skills and abilities. As he read on, John began to realize that he had fallen victim to the Dunning Kruger Effect. He had been so convinced of his musical prowess that he had failed to recognize his own shortcomings. He had been blissfully unaware of the gaps in his knowledge and the areas where he needed to improve. He also became more realistic in his expectations of the music industry, knowing that success would not be handed to him on a plate. Over time, John's efforts paid off. He began receiving more positive feedback for his music, and eventually landed a gig at a local bar. While he may not have become a global superstar, John was happy just to be doing something he loved, and to have learned the valuable lesson that there is always more to learn. Smash the subscribe button for more interesting psychological stories.